What's going on, people? I was doing a little research today and I came across something very interesting. The number of auto repossessions is beyond the levels of the last recession. It's very interesting. There's a lot of people in February, auto repossessions were, at a very high rate, and we've passed that rate. What is funny is mortgage foreclosures are way down. So we got these two pieces of information. So what are we going to make of it from an economic standpoint? The car business is tricky. Being in the car business, like right now, there are so many people who are buying Teslas that they're hurting the new car sales of BMW, Audi, Mercedes-Benz, because a lot of people are moving away from those brands and they're going out and getting the Tesla. Tesla stock has exploded because of the sales of the Model 3. So it's very interesting. Like, if you're going to open up a used car lot, unless you have a certain niche, you may need to think twice about it. But if you're going to get into real estate investing, I based upon, my research today, you're going to be okay. Because during the last downturn, people did not move out of their houses and people could not buy houses. So the rental market was very, very strong, and it got stronger. And I don't think that this recession is going to hurt real estate like it did last time. I think that was a once in a lifetime event where we saw depreciation that bad. I mean, I know a house that was around the corner from me that was selling for $255. That sucker now, 2005 and $255 in 2011. And that house is close to $700K now. So it bounced back. But that's the neighborhood. That's where, because I live in a neighborhood where they did not stop building new houses. It slowed way down, but they didn't stop building. They didn't stop buying these small parcels of land and knock that house down. Like, this is what happens over here. Houses between 300 and 400K, a ranch, not dated. If it's sitting on an acre, more than likely they're going to knock it down. They're going to knock it down and build a mansion or a mag mansion on that lot. And that was like, right now it's like gangster with it. Everywhere you go, they're doing this stuff. However, one of the things that you should look at, because I get a lot of people who will ask, hey, Glendon, should I do this? You should get into research. Because like I said, I'm getting into real estate. I'm taking my time. I already have one business, so I don't have to rush. And I'm going to get in and get me a good deal. But at the same time, I'm doing my research. Every day I do a little bit of research. I stopped looking at Zillow because the prices were ridiculous for what I wanted to get. And I started looking at the broader market. Like, okay, we're going through a downturn. This is going to happen. How is that going to impact real estate? So if you're flipping real estate, that may become a little bit more challenging. But if you're buying and renting, that's going to rock on. That's going to keep going on, because recession, no recession, people still need a place to stay. Recession, no recession, people still need houses. And it's just, this isn't going to change no time soon. And I was looking at a place I used to live in, and he's raised his rent $600 since I used to live there. And that place rented in 14 days. He had on Zillow, 14 days it was gone. $3,600. So, real estate is just a strong staple, and it should be part of your financial portfolio. You should have some real estate. Quinn Jackson, cash for cars is the way to go. I have a lot of friends on that car payment titty. Dude, man, I'm saying, have you considered buying houses in South Carolina, Charleston? Charleston, woo, that's pricey real estate. It's always been pricey. So, it was just really interesting for me to see that credit card payments or defaults are way up and car repossessions up, but the foreclosure level is like 25% down. So this is to tell you that real estate is going to be a stable market even in the downturn, which is really interesting because, I ride around here, I'll see what they're building, and there is a plethora of new real estate development. So where does this put you as the average man? Average man, you first of all have got to put yourself in the position to take advantage of some of these opportunities. And the first thing you got to do, let's have the conversation. You got to get out of debt. Debt is keeping you from accomplishing your dreams. For those who are here who want to start building a business, I suggest these two programs. You can go ahead and get the basic financial course of wealth development. That's going to be like a preparatory course for you to start building wealth. Because, everybody wants to build wealth. Everybody wants to have multiple streams of income, but nobody wants to clean up their dirty kitchen. You got debt, you got student loans, you got collections on your credit report, you got all this stuff, but somehow you want to invest or start a business. Those things are holding you back. So you need to clean up your kitchen before you try to get wealthy. You need to fix up those things. You need to work on your credit report. You need to get rid of as much debt as possible. If you're one of those people who went to school and came out of school with 50, 60, 70, 100K, 200K worth of student loan debt, you need to focus on that like a crackhead focusing on this rock. Because I know people who graduated 20 some years ago, 30 years ago, still got student loan payments, still dogging them, still like a pet. So go ahead and get the financial wealth building course that's going to set you up. And once again, the course for most of America is 30 days to 2,500. If you are like the average American, 50% of the people making $33,000 below, this course will be a game changer for you. You'll be literally able to double your income in 3 or 4 months. Game changer. 30 days, 2,500. You can get all this stuff at Hustlers Kung Fu Life Skills, 50% off with the promo code MONEY. All right, so let's get back into these wonderful statistics. Because you got to get into the statistics, because how many folks here know that the Houston real estate market didn't crash during the Great Recession? Because Houston has such a strong, vibrant energy sector. They didn't go down. So, real estate's going to be able to survive this. Sante Roberts, been in business 20 years. Nothing moves without it. Real estate and agriculture. You can't go wrong. Quinn Jackson, it's Pride City in certain areas, but in Park Circle, there's a lot of former hood properties being torn down and rebuilt. Gentrification is sweeping the nation. Here's what's happening. Like, I have never lived in the suburbs of Atlanta. I've never lived in Gwinnett. I did live in Cobb County. Actually, go back. Yeah, I lived in Cobb County. And I think my commute was 15 minutes back then because traffic wasn't as bad as it is today. But I've never lived out in the suburbs. I've always lived close to in town or somewhere, and I've always paid the rent to live there. Or, so a lot of people are sick and tired of driving 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 hour and a half. Got this nice house out in the country, and they're moving in. I saw that happen here in Atlanta when they converted some of these office buildings into condos years ago, and it was a bunch of old white people buying them up, snapping them up. They moved out that big house, sold that big house, had enough money to pay cash for these condos, and they wanted, because, I'm here to tell you, the older you get, the more comfort you want. Like this whole mess of living in the van, that's for young folks. I am never going to do that. The closest I'm going to get to van life is an RV, and it will be tricked out with the heated seats and the cup holders and all that. But one of the things that you've got to do is start preparing for life. Because the thing is, some of you guys here listening to this, y'all going to live to be 100 years old. So you need to take 5 to 7 years to prepare yourself for these opportunities that are coming. These opportunities are all over the place. Foxy girl, we didn't go down. I had a job in energy. Yeah, Houston real estate was still humming. Thomas Dixon, Houston still growing. Jersey City, Cypress crazy. What's up, Trav? The good thing about being in New York City is not needing the car. My brother recently moved back to New York City. He's constantly complaining about traffic, parking, and tickets. Glad I dodged that. Yeah, essentially with Uber, you don't really need a car in any metropolitan area. I know of 2 chicks who got rid of their cars and they Uber to work and they Uber everywhere. And one of them says it cost her about $500 a month, which means she's saving about, because she had a nice Benz and her insurance and gas. So she's saving about $500 a month taking Uber. Because she's just like, I'm tired of driving. I'm tired of this traffic. So if you live in the metropolitan area, you can get by anywhere without a car. This is how they doing it, man. This is how they got it going on. So, there's going to be a multitude of opportunities coming your way. Because the economy is, and subprime are the people who make $33,000. The last video I did where half of America, here is the truth that many of these financial channels will not tell you. You cannot become wealthy on any income. You need a certain income level to start the wealth development process, and $33,000 ain't it. Unless you living with your parents and not paying rent, you don't have a car note, you're able to save $500 to $800 of your check every month. You got to be living with somebody. Because one of the things, with the FIRE movement, and one of the things I've seen is you have all these people who have extraordinarily atypical incomes. Like, listening to Dave Ramsey. I don't know how many people come in there. Together we do 140, 150. Together we do 200. Together we do. You got a lot of people with high incomes listening to Dave Ramsey. And when you have a high income, getting rid of debt is easy. Right mindset. Because, I was able to pay my medical bills, my medical debt and stuff in 30 days because I have a high income. So, you guys have got to start positioning yourself for the opportunities that come, because from what I've seen, and it's like this internet thing. I started this I've always made money on internet since like 2001, eBay, Amazon, and I let that go and I became a digital citizen. And the longer you're in it, the more that you see. The more that you see, because a lot of you guys got to get started. A lot of you guys are in a good position. You got good income. You have little to no debt, and you're just scared. Are you too comfortable? You're scared or you're comfortable. And you got to get up and let that go, because we have two mantras here. Manage the money you make to the best of your ability. And, having a $500 car note when you're making $2,000 a month is not managing your money well. And make more money. See, this is the trick, and this is what happened to me. I put myself in a position where I had a really good job. I was making a lot of money. I was able to buy a brand new BMW with one check. Then I got onto this JDA thing where I sold their furniture. And within like a few months, I was able to stack $150,000 in the bank. I felt rich. Now, this wasn't too far from the boarding house days. I was able to take vacations with my girl. Money was coming in faster than it was going out, because I would spend like $2,000, then bam, $10,000 hit my bank account. So I had a net gain of $8,000. Money was coming in. And this is why I keep telling you guys, make more money, make more money. You want to get yourself in a situation where money is coming in so fast that when you spend it, you don't feel it. That's the trick. And then you have, normal appetites. Philip Hudson, my finance company doesn't refinance their loans anymore. Gate One Lending, they said they stopped and only accept payments on previous loans. The market is bad, man. The subprime market, I don't know if that's what you're in, but it's bad. Highly favored. I'm scared and comfortable. Let that go. Foxy Girl 646. I'm a little scared, but I've been starting. I mean, you guys have got to get started. This is the key, because it all started for me writing a book. All this came about from writing a book, putting myself out there and dealing with the haters and the trolls who incidentally aren't on YouTube anymore. I'm here to tell you something. You start a YouTube channel, you start a podcast, you start a Facebook group, you start putting yourself out there. The haters will not last as long as you last, because I remember they were on me. They used to have hangouts. My name was in everybody's mouth, because I was one of the founding godfathers of the reseller community. Now, they won't say that now because there's so many personalities. There's so much, there's little clicks. But I was one of the first people to bring eBay and Amazon to YouTube and talk about making livable money, not making chump change, not making some diaper money, not making some extra money. I was talking about 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90K, 100K a month money from online sources. I was the first one to talk about that, and it opened up a lot of people's eyes. And I remember O'Shea, shout out to O'Shea Duke Jackson. He had a guy on his show who was talking about resale that I know for a fact that I introduced him to it. And O'Shea's like, oh, Glendon Cameron. Dude didn't want to say nothing. If it wasn't for me, he wouldn't have known about it. And he didn't want to say nothing. Jealousy, man. I don't know what it is, because, a lot of folks don't want to give me my props, so I have to give them to myself. He didn't want to, because I knew for a fact he used to be on the YouTube channel and comment, and I was like, I know that dude. See, back in the day, black folks as a whole were not under resale. I was out there on the storage auction trail. There was me, Michael Wise, Dave Spivey, 4 or 5 black dudes on the storage auction trail, all those white folks. just a handful of us. You could say we were the speck in the milk. So I already knew. And even when I was doing that, a lot of those guys weren't doing eBay. They didn't know about Craigslist. I was all over that like the honey badger. It's like honey badger don't care. Honey badger taking names, collecting money. I mean, eBay at one time was like a license to print money. I mean, I'm going to tell you how it was. What my partner and I, because, you know, I don't know if it's still like that because I don't really do eBay heavy the way that I used to. But we used to list everything at 6 p.m. Sunday. 99-cent auction. We would list 300 to 500 items every Sunday. Next Sunday, $3,000 to $10,000. Just like that on units that collectively cost me $200 to $400. Just blowing out stuff. It was a license to print money. I mean, the PayPal account was always nice and fat. A lot of people didn't understand that. A lot of people didn't know. And what I'm telling you guys is there's opportunities like eBay, Craigslist, and Amazon. There's opportunities. YouTube is an opportunity. Starting a podcast is an opportunity. Starting a Facebook group is an opportunity. You guys have got to get started. I know Excalibur. I mean, dude didn't want to say nothing. OJ asked this fool straight up. Yeah, you know, Glenn, he sat on this. He's like, I ain't gonna say nothing. Mr. Space. Now the YouTube trend is drop shipping. That's lame. Gotta let people make their bed. Trav, should you keep your business on the low? You should practice the strange act of letting as many people know about your business except your family and ex-girlfriends. You should, because the thing is, you know what kills most businesses? Nobody knows you exist. That's one of the hardest things, like Donald Trump. Everybody knew who Donald Trump was. He's done a tremendous job of getting name brand recognition. He even has a rap song, the Donald Trump, about him. He and Mac Miller, before Mac Miller died, Donald Trump sued Mac Miller for that song. And it created bad blood between them. So, you know, this is one of the reasons that Donald Trump can get away with so much stuff. Like Charles Barkley. You know, my friend told me this, who owns the car wash. He knows a lot of NBA players. He said, once you are a star NBA player, you will never be broke. There's always somebody out there with some money for you. And I found that to be true, because once you get to a certain level and you don't start doing drugs and you don't have an alcohol problem, you only gonna fall so far. Or in the case of Michael Strahan, you know Michael Strahan makes more money doing what he does now than he did playing football. He makes more. He makes $17 million a year doing what he does now. He didn't make that when he was playing football. I think he made 34, 40 million his whole time. So in 3 years, he makes more in 3 years than he made in his whole pro football career. Mr. Spacey, innovators never get the true credit. That's true. Engineer life skills. I hear you. Folks don't have money for houses, but everybody got a $500 car note. And a lot of those car notes are late, man. Tim A, listing on eBay as I'm listening. Yep, building your brand. Yeah, you got to let everybody know, man, because the thing is, friends and family is going to be like, I don't know about that. You sure you could do this? Phil Hudson, I did Amazon FBA a few years ago during the holiday season. It was good. As soon as the New Year hit, sales came to a halt. Pookie, he pays his ex-wife $18,000 a month in child support. Let's see. Let's do the math on that. He makes 17. Let's see. So he pays her times 12, 216,000. He makes 17 million per year minus 218. He's 16. He good. See, this is for you guys who on child support, you got to do a Michael Strahan. You're already on child support. She's going to the court. She knows you. She knows your income. What you got to do is create some off the book income to offset that. Because I tell every guy who's on child support, whatever your child support is, your goal should have a side hustle to make 2 to 3 times that. So your side hustle makes 2 to 3 times that. You pay it. You don't miss it. You can still live life how you want to. Because, unfortunately, a lot of men crawl under a rock during their peak earning years with this child support stuff. And they're like, hey, I ain't trying to make no more money because she going to make more money. And it just be like, bam, shooting themselves in the foot. Mike is doing well, man. He has that job and he has the NFL show. Go ahead and Google what he makes from the NFL show. So, after it's all said and done, after child support and taxes, Mike is probably got 8 to 10 million going in his pocket every year. Man, I'm telling you, that's like 10 million divided by 12. That's $833,000 per month going in his pocket after child support and after taxes. Mike is doing more than eating. Mike got steak. Mike got lobster. Mike got Cristal. Eyes of Chaos, how you been doing? Any advice for a brother that does Postmates but wants to get into whiskey industry? Get on Google and research the whiskey industry. You need to know everything about the whiskey industry. Erica Nicole, yeah, but she could have gotten more had she not tried the hell out of him during the divorce. He's winning. Oh, Michael has a clothing line? That's wild. See, a lot of these women who are married to these celebrities think they inherit the celebrity because they with the guy. It's just wow. But one of the things that you can do if you're a man on child support, you need a side hustle that makes 2 to 3 times what your child support is. Because once you do that, you be winning. And never ever, because this is what happened to me when I was in that situation. My wife used to treat me like a child. You got something for me? I'm like, we both know what day it is. Here's the check. Damn. And little does she know that I was making more money in the storage auction business than I ever made as working in the Northside Hospital. She was like, yeah, you like Fred Sanford and stuff. I'm like, whatever. I kept my business to myself. The kids saw the car. They saw my nice house. And it's like, yeah, dad lives in a nice place. That was it. She couldn't connect the dots what that meant. So, live your best life, man. Make more money and just deal with it. Broderick, the car payment is killing me. Sell that car and get you a hoopty. Get you a hoopty, man. Get you an old Cadillac. Get you an old coupe, a deuce and a half. Have no car payments. Admittedly, Watley, I'm interested in investing in car notes. Where can I go learn? Google. Goddess Noel, I want to know where these women are getting this grand theft dough from child support. Only got $80 a week. I used to date a chick who was getting $3,500 a month. I used to mess around with a chick who was getting 5,000 a month. I used to mess around with a chick whose baby's daddy was an NFL player, and she was getting like 80K a year. It depends. Who you giving the coochie up to. Broderick District, can I sell an upside down car? This is what you're gonna have to do. You're gonna have to sell a car, and whatever the difference is, like you could sell your car. Let's say you upside down $3,000. So you sell your car and you have to come up with $3,000 to get rid of it. These car notes, man, are killing people. You're gonna have to get rid of it. Because, once again, there's all of these opportunities that are coming. The internet, we've been through internet 1.0, 2.0. I guess we're in the internet 5.0, and there's still a ton of opportunities. I don't talk about it, but if you were in a pinch, you lost your job, you could do Uber and eBay and potentially make more money than you were making on your job. Loyal citizens is Amanda. I said a bucket to my side dude, to my dude the other day. Hey, because once your income is at a certain level, you just can't afford certain things. You can't afford a nice, shiny smell. Like these dudes, I've seen this on YouTube. These dudes with these Hellcats, and they got $700, $800 payments, and they only making $30,000 a year. There was this one, two tall car reviews. His brother doesn't make that much money. He's married. He got like an average house. He's got a Hellcat. And that Hellcat is robbing him of his financial future. Because if I couldn't walk in the dealer and stroke a check or walk in with a cashier's check, I am not messing with a Hellcat. I ain't messing with nothing. Because that's going to hold your money hostage. The one drop, the brink system is the greatest fraud known to mankind. I don't know about it. It depends on how you use. Either you're going to use the banking system or the banking system is going to use you. So that's something you got to really look at. Tomorrow car, dude, I have $1,700 left on 55 month, 500 per month car loan. I can't wait for this to be over so I can have more disposable. Dude, you almost at the end. Broderick, yeah, mine was a Charger. I'm like, why did I buy this? Because you could be in the Hellcat. Dodge got y'all sprung on those Chargers and those Hellcats, the Hell Heezy. I mean, they're tall car guy reviews built his channel on a Hellcat. And Omni and a Hellcat, he's built his channel on a Hellcat plus more. So, like the banking system is set up for wealthy people or people who are trying to get rich. If you're going to use the banking system as a consumer, credit cards, house loan, loan for a vacation, loan for remodel, yeah, you're going to lose. The banking system just going to reach in your pockets and pull out all your change. But, once again, this is the rule for credit. You should not use your personal credit or business credit for anything that doesn't produce income. As long as you keep that rule, it's like I'm not going to use my credit to get me, if you use your credit to get a rental property, that's good debt. Use your credit for advertising to grow your business, that's good debt. You use your credit for some Jimmy shoes, Milano Bolos, a trip to the Cayman Islands, that's not good use of your credit. Broderick, it was the test drive that got me. It's the Hemi engine that got y'all dudes sprung. The Camaro is nice. Well, what the trend that I'm seeing now is you got people who are going for the electric cars. Porsche has an electric car. I mean, right now, look at what's happened in the Tesla stock. Any form of charge is ugly to me. What's going on is, the wealthy people, the people with disposable income, are going for Teslas and electric cars. And this is why all of these big automakers are going electric. Porsche has an electric car. Let's see. Oh, I saw one of these the other night. That's what that was. I was wondering what that was. I saw one of these pull out the other night. I mean, Tesla has paved the way. It's shown that people will spend hundreds of thousands of dollars for an electric car. Yep, that's what that was. Let's see. This is the 2020. Oh man, this bad boy is 103 to 185,000. Powertrains. You can get 750 horsepower. So, this is what the people are doing. There's a ton of Teslas in Model 3s, but there's a tons of the other older versions and that SUV they have. There's a lot of those around here. Tesla has shown the path that people will pay a lot of money for an electric car. People be on it. Apple Mac, man, Dodge cars are trash. T-Wheel, the new Corvette is cheaper than the Hellcat and will burn it. Jabras, Porsche just announced a second electric car. Huh. Once those electric car warranties are up, they'll be hating on them. Yeah, this is why Rich rebuilds. Rich's channel. Rich is doing really well because there was no garages for Teslas. Quinn, the Teslas have an issue when it comes time to recycle them because the battery is bad for the environment, unlike a gas engine that's fully recyclable. Yeah, you could crush a car and recycle virtually everything of it. Shipping wars? All right, Larry. There's so many things that are happening. Because essentially, you know, you can make money today. I know a lot of people love Rich. Rich is funny. Rich is hilarious. Because Rich be talking about, just Rich seems like a funny guy just to be around. Short change. I could buy a 30K car, so around selling the cash. Well, let's talk about this because Last car I bought, I paid cash, but the cash did not deplete me. You can't spend all your money on something like a car. Like, let's say you got 100K in the bank and you're looking at a Tesla and you go get that Tesla. You don't have 100K. You have no more attitude money. You can't buy that Tesla. You can't spend all your money. What? Erica Nicole, someone in my neighborhood rents their Tesla on Turbo. Only found out because my last guest rented it. That's crazy. The name is had to get a subprime loan for my car. Don't even have an option to refinance in-house. That's crazy, man. Well, I mean, the auto industry is taking a big, big hit. I mean, this is what's going on, because repossessions are higher now than they were during the last recession. I want you to think about that. The Snatcher Man is pulling up to a lot of houses every night and rolling off with these cars. The Snatcher Man, the Repo Man, the gangster that comes in the middle of the night and takes your car. I remember I was dating this chick, and I didn't know what her money situation was. I didn't know what her situation was. I just knew she was very stylish. She had a killer wardrobe. She dressed real nice. She smelled a little good. She was a sexy little thing. But I didn't understand what her finances was because, one night I was over there and then, we getting ready to go out and her car is gone. And I was like, oh, snap, someone stole your car. Call the police, right? I'm getting ready to call the police. She said, no. They came and got it. I was running late. Could you drop me off at work? And this was pre-Uber, so I had to drop her off at work. I had to pick her up. And then she had to figure out, because she borrowed some money from her father to get her car back. Because they's like, you pay all that you owe, plus bring it current, you can get your car back. So she got it back in like a week. And I was just like, good Lord. And that's when I found out how much debt this chick had. She had a house, she had a car, she had student loans. She was about like $300,000 in debt. The coochie was good, but it wasn't that good. I was like, I can't fall off into this. No siree. Cars are not what they used to be. The payments are higher and they drop in value faster. Some of them do. Turo is hitting car rental places in the pocket. NAG78, I just got a loan on a car back in 2008, and a month later I was laid off. My car got repoed soon after. Ever since then, I learned my lesson to purchase cars in cash. Man, sorry to hear that happen to you. I think they go up to 84 months, man. GM's last strike was over electric cars and automation that take less humans to build, more robots. Oh man, that's coming. You remember that movie with Tom Cruise? I forget the name of it, but they were in this factory. There were no people in this factory. And he was coming up in this car, and that's the way it's going to be in the future. Apple Mac. Hey, Glendon, it makes sense to rent a Tesla on Turbo instead of buying one, especially if you're riding out. Lease the Turbo. Lease the Tesla for your business. Same thing. Erica, yeah, he dropped it off and had to walk one block back. Good Lord. Cosmic Wisdom. Always buy cars in cash. Never got a car note. Thanks to my parents, advised to always drill that in their heads growing up. Good lesson. Quinn Jackson, you got a 10-year car note, you're a whole different level of broke. Philip Hustle. My wife had her car repossessed. Car was paid off, but she had unpaid fees left on it. Good Lord. They want to be like Omni. I drive down the freeway and see people sleep behind their wheel in their Tesla car. That's crazy. Minority Report. Yeah, that's the movie. Max car loan is 97 months. Good Lord. I couldn't do that, man. I couldn't do that. That's crazy. Um, One of the things that you got to understand, and this goes to personal finance, because one of the things, because I'm probably going to start another channel dealing with personal finance, because I have seen this happen. I've seen people who don't have my track record, but they have a very good presentation. Because there's this one channel I just found. This guy's got like 286,000 subscribers. Videos do 20 to 100,000 views, and he's 21, talking about being an entrepreneur and minimalism and all this other stuff and saving money. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna change up my game. I'm not a hater. I'm gonna be a relator. Good Lord. 10-year car note. Broderick, I used to rent out my Charger on tour and made quite a bit, but I did have some horror stories. One chick stole a car for an extra week. Good Lord. Dang. Mr. G, $5. Thanks for the super chat. Only lease if you can lease in the name of your business. Therefore, that every lease payment becomes a taxable event. You can write it off. You know, Quentin Jackson, for what these people are paying on these cars, $800 to $1,200, you can pay off your mortgage quicker if you deploy that money over there. That's crazy. Jabras, Glenda, you try to maximize your reward points on your credit cards. When I use paid advertising, I get like 20, 30,000 points a month. So due to having a business and business spend, I mean, for a minute, I did not play for a first class plane ticket for about 3 years. That's how many points I got. But I'm not spending like that right now. It's just I'm going to wait until after the fourth quarter, after everybody stops with the Facebook advertising, and get in the game back then, because there's some other stuff I'm looking at. So, I mean, I know one year I spent like $500,000 on one credit card. And I had like five. I mean, that was my Chase Sapphire, and I was flying free for about 2 years. Every trip I took was on points. Yeah, I saw a dude on Dave Ramsey, a dude paying $1,000 a month. Mr. Space, yes, leases have some mileage prediction limitations. Like, I would be like the perfect. I only do between two cars, 6 to 8,000 miles a year. So if I had a lease, because I just don't really leave the neighborhood. I mean, like right now I'm getting the rim repaired on the X5. So once again, personal finance. Because I'm probably going to start a personal finance channel, because I'm seeing these channels blow up, like the Financial Diet. They started 5 years ago. They've got like 725,000 subscribers on YouTube, but they appeal to young professionals. So I got to figure out who my audience is. Because I'm getting ready to start some more channels. But, you guys shouldn't have car payments. Car payment actually reduces your money for retirement. Even if it's zero, unless it's 0% interest, like a mortgage. Dave Ramsey, what they did, they talked about the average millionaire pays his house off in 8 years. And it just makes sense when you're making a lot of money. You're making a lot of money, you got a family, why stretch out the payments to 30 years and pay 3 times what you normally would pay? Do the math on these loans. If you borrow $150,000 and you pay it off in 30 years, you're going to pay $300,000+ in interest. Why do that? This is, because everybody's been talking to me about getting loans, letting someone else pay that interest. I would rather them pay me that money. All right, so I'm getting ready to bounce. Just letting you guys know, if you want to get on the path of making more money, go to Hustlers Kung Fu University at Hustlers Kung Fu Life Skills. 2 courses that I recommend. The money management course, that's going to prep you for making more money. It's going to clean up a lot of bad habits. And 30 days to $2,500. Go ahead and get those 2 courses. You can save 50% off by using the promo code MONEY. Go ahead and get your financial life together. Make more money. Manage the money that you have very well. And you will see your life gets better in a matter of months. How would you always like to have money? Always have cash in your pocket. Always be balling out. Always be rolling with some ducats. You got to get your spending. Because right now, this is one of the things that I do that I don't really talk about. I've got 4 cameras, right? And I've got some of them up on eBay because I only use 2. And they're just sitting around. And I'm not using them. And I'm just going to sell them. And I got a lens I don't really need, so I'm selling that. And we're talking about $5,000 or $6,000 once everything sells. That just literally had laying around. So I'm not a minimalist, but I don't believe in just having a bunch of stuff around that I'm not using. That clutters up my chi, so to speak. So that's one of the things that I do, is get rid of excess stuff whenever it is in my life, in my way. But once again, go to hustlerskungfulifeskills.com, Hustlers University. Save 50%, use the promo code MONEY, and I will see you guys